This isn't floodwater from a cyclone or a storm surge. This is actually our backyard during the annual Tuaoloa tide. And the water you're seeing has forced my family to relocate our umukuka multiple times over the last few decades. And every year, the mangrove water seems to come just that little bit closer. Aloha everyone, welcome back to Samoa 360. We are back in Samoa. We arrived back at the end of May, beginning of June, and we're experiencing some really bad weather. It feels like we're back in New Zealand. It's really cold. We've actually needed to put on jumpers and hoodies. The wind has been incredible and the rain is non-stop. In today's episode, we're going to share with you something that's become increasingly concerning, not just for our family here, but also many families that are in our little village of Saofa'i. What you're going to see in these videos isn't a result of a cyclone or a storm surge. This is what happens during the annual Tuaoloa tide. Every year when these seasonal high tides arrive, the mangrove area behind our houses overflows into our backyards. And it brings with it the salt water even further inland than ever before. For many people, you'll see it and think it's just water covering the ground. But for us, it's a much bigger story. It's a story of change, a story of loss, and a story that's been unfolding for generations. This is the mangrove. Ivala. And now the mangrove has spilled out into this part of our village. Something needs to be done with the mangrove. Lead to that part which is inside of our village. So please, umukuka and Tuaoloa sa whakamongoa. Sa ngapukai need help with the mangrove. Which there are two families. There are still two families in that side of the village. When way back then, when this was the main village, there were so many houses. But this is the mangrove, guys, right here in our back door. That's the whale. For families like ours who've lived here for generations, watching these changes happen before our eyes is heartbreaking. Our families often tell stories about how things used to be, the places where children played, the areas where families cooked and gathered, the land that once seemed permanent. Today, many of those places are either under the sea or slowly being reclaimed by the mangrove. Morning. Fefe, le vai. Ah. Kafe o lai. Oh. So this is the vai. And it's from my So that's a short walk from our house up there. Afraid to stay down here. So because of that, yeah, this is the the other effects. So, our villages. So this is the month of June. And the reason for this encroachment of water, so this is the mangrove actually down this end of our village. And the reason why is because I have to go and get the right term for it, but the sea and the weather, since we've been here at the end of May, it's just so rough. Yeah. Even though we will relocate. I'm sharing this video not to create fear, but to create awareness, because what's happening here may also be happening in other villages throughout Samoa and across the Pacific. I'm going to show you my family's umukuka. Was Saofa'i vai. When my grandfather Tuigamala Ivala was alive in the 1970s, our family's umukuka stood on the edge of the Tuaoloa, about 300 metres from where it stands today. Back then, there was plenty of space between our cooking area and the water, but over the decades, as the mangrove overflow continues to push inland, our family has been forced to relocate and build our umukuka several times. Each move requires time, labour, resources and sacrifice. Today, we're once again rebuilding, this time directly behind our rear whaletele. Not because we want to, but because the water keeps coming closer. What concerns me most is that it isn't a one-time event. It happens every year. And with each passing season, the impact becomes harder to ignore. The overflowing water damages gardens, affects family property, and changes the way we use and enjoy our land. All the way down to there's bathrooms at the toilet blocks that are at the back of our houses. But this is what we're faced with. So please, kung malo sa whakala wa whionga kung mawhongo, clear? O mga umia se mako soswang. E kusai man meleo, lo kupuso. Lepa mai o le vai. O le ai se kali vai. I kua mako. Kua I le ai o sa ngatukai. Leo kau mwhai o sifi mai umukuka whaafia. Way back then in the day, our umukuka was where that meal was. Oi also ye le mako umukuka. Ya lewo sau le vai. Ya lewo o mai kala alu mo mako whati ia mako umukuka. Because e se mea wo whai I le mako vai wha mol. So o mga umia se so swang. Hello. Let's come down here. Yeah. Ainga nga. O I whale si ainga le our next door neighbour. It's right in the back of their house. Yeah, it's so This family on this side, left-hand side, not so bad because I think they've done some work in regard with the church that they neighbour. That's our church over there. Mele I le vai piko lea mako. Ale anga whai a. So, but yeah, there's a name for this tide. Good with fishing weather though, maybe. I don't know. Whoa! Yeah, they actually got me. Those waves got me just then. This is how rough the sea is. And when Lea gets back, I'll ask him what the scale is. But yes, during this season, that happens to our mangrove. It's so rough. Waves are feel the splash. Feel le pisi mai o maku. See that's our path that Leo and kids built us to get down from the to the beach from here. The joys of living on the island is these seasonal tides make things a little challenging for our people in our village, beautiful village of Saofa'i. Waves are just splashing up against the rocks. Some of them are so big that they're actually coming up. They get up here to our platform, and I'm standing on the edge of the platform. Some of those waves just splashed up against my toes. These videos are a record, a snapshot in time, showing what our families are experiencing today. After I filmed the videos, I sent an email through to the local district council, our whanau Saofa'i, our district councils, and the great news is that the district office staff actually came down this week and spoke to my family, and I am waiting on a reply to my follow-up about their visit, so watch this space. If you've experienced something similar in your community, I'd love to hear about it, so drop us a comment and share your story. Thank you for watching this episode. And remember, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, drop a comment and share our channel. Until next time, God bless. Tō whāsai fua.